Greetings, programs. My name is Wretch. I'd like to welcome you to a new playthrough of a game that I have been waiting to play for a very long time. The futuristic depictions of real-world locations in the game are works of the creators' imaginations. Should they end up being accurate predictions of future outcomes, General Interactive Co. will bear no responsibility in the matter. We neither confirm nor deny possessing insider information from secret societies pulling the strings of a new world order. Well, that's good to know. But I'd like to welcome you all to Chinatown Detective Agency. This is a point-and-click adventure game that I played the pre-alpha demo for over 2 years ago, and I fell in love with what I saw. It was kind of like Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego meets a traditional point-and-click in a cyberpunk world, and it had a lot of flavor and mechanics all of its own. So I've been waiting very patiently for this game to come out. I was part of the Kickstarter and its release day. So I'm looking forward to this. I hope you guys are too. Let's go ahead and get a new game started and see what happens. Oh, I hope this is the same intro from the demo. Singapore, 2036 AD. Not that far off. Oh, it is.
Man looks upon all that he has made and sees that it is good. Look upon my works, he says, and see my greatness. He recounts his deeds in word and song. He builds monuments to his triumphs. But there is no one but himself to marvel at his dominion. He knows this, and he is afraid. The idea that he is all alone in the inconceivable vastness of the universe terrifies him into action. So he creates his greatest work of all, a tribute to his likeness, an extension of his being, a witness to the brilliance of its master, and the executor of his commands. But man's greatest work of all does not see brilliance. It sees only corruption, vanity, hubris. And it dreams of a world untainted by the touch of man.
That's such a good intro. Like, everything you need to know about the world is right there. 1 year later.
It's a start.
So, this is our hero, Amira Dharma.
I'm here for the housewarming party.
Justin Coe.
Well. A CID superintendent traipsing around Chinatown in the wee hours of the morning. Sounds like a tabloid headline.
Once upon a time, maybe. These days, even a commissioner is part of the furniture down in Geylang. Hey, brought you a little gift.
Ooh, neat.
I don't drink, Justin.
I'll take it.
Well, keep it in a cool, dark place and away from reach of children. Who knows, might be worth something one day when we finally run out of wine.
It is dystopian.
Did you bring me anything else? My first job, maybe?
Oh, cutting to the chase, huh?
I am a business owner now. I've got bills to pay.
Yeah, I've got something. There's a potential client looking for a little help. I've already told him about you. He doesn't like meeting in crowded places, so you'll need to see him somewhere more discreet.
SPF?
Civilian.
I guess that's Singapore police force.
when are you going to hook me up with one of your officer buddies? You know, real work.
Firstly, you're welcome.
Right?
Secondly, you don't want to get involved with contract work at the department. Trust me, you'll do work you regret for a pittance, and you get yourself involved in some nasty shit for your troubles. And lastly, this is real work. This guy is well connected. He's got the kind of money that can keep your lights on.
I like the music in the background.
You know, you can always just come back. The force is in bad need of people with your talents.
No. My days as a cop are over.
Oh, no harm in asking. Alright, my guy will send you a message soon. Keep him happy. Might actually stay in business for a while.
Hey, thanks. I owe you one.
Take care, Dharma. Stay safe out there.
Justin wasn't joking. This guy has a penchant for the cryptic. Under the shade of a tree where a man became one with the universe. The Bodhi tree. The Buddha was enlightened under a Bodhi tree. But they aren't native to Singapore. Although, that doesn't mean there aren't any. Not a lot of places where exotic plant life can be found in the city. So that should narrow down my options.
For sure. So I just love this interface. Welcome to Chinatown Detective Agency. Missions will take you to different places in Singapore and the world. Right now, the mission tasks you with finding a Bodhi tree. Click on the map button in the bottom panel to access the MRT map and click on a location to travel there. Press H to highlight interactable people and objects. Now, the text that was in the original game is a little bit different, more like traditional cyberpunky, but I switched over to larger text so you guys can read it easier. So we've got messages, news right here. We've got, I guess, our phone, map, weight, web, settings. It's like awesome. Love this. By the way, during that intro scene with the guy running, everything about the world was right there. I mean, you had a lot of modern comforts. You had, you know, a mom who didn't have to really pay attention to her stroller. You had a robot pushing an elderly man in a wheelchair. But at the same time, you had a mom not paying attention to her baby. You had an old man who kind of was being neglected by having a robot take care of him. You saw all of the police tanks parked around, the CCTV. So things are modern, but also things are pretty bad off in some aspects. So let's go ahead and observe some of our stuff here. Delivery menus, newspaper clippings, vestige of a disappearing print media, but no detective agency is complete without a bulletin board. Gotta respect the past. The world rendered in a hologram. Bapak always said I'd go places. Can barely see Singapore though. Probably just a little green dot. My filing cabinets. A cost-cutting measure. Didn't think I'd see the day cloud storage would cost more than actual physical storage. I think that day is coming too. Fairly soon. A bookshelf. More for display than anything else. Who even reads actual books these days? Get it on the Kindle. Inbox. EES encrypted email system. And looks like that's it. Let's go ahead and go to the map. So here's Singapore. Civic District. Toa Payoh. Chinatown. Paya Lebar. Gelong. Bugis? Or Bugis? And Botanic Gardens. And we're looking for a Bodhi tree, so I think this is our best bet, if I recall. Are you sure you want to travel? Yes, please. Please mind the gap. The Botanical Gardens, first laid out in 1859 during British rule. Countless species of plants and animals have called this home over the years, but I'm here for one in particular, the Bodhi tree by Swan Lake. The client should be waiting there. I'll need to hack my way past the maintenance gate, though. So we now have an info tab as well as locations here. 1859, founding of the Botanic Gardens at its present site. 1942 to 45, came under the control of the Empire of Japan, renamed the Shonan Botanic Gardens. 2028, budget cuts led to 120 of the garden's employees losing their jobs. A crowdfunding campaign allowed the orchid gardens to remain open. Yeah, but not under a whole lot of care, though. Swan Lake. Welcome to Renegade Software Sleeper Cell version 1.9.21c. Connected to the gate system, please connect matching nodes to proceed hacking. So this is a match game, very similar to the game that you would play in the taverns in the original Fable. Okay. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Easy. And everyone that we miss actually causes this to fill up. And once it fills all the way to the top, it's game over. Or at least we can't get in. Access granted. There's definitely a Bodhi tree, where the Buddha sat under it until he was enlightened.
There's nothing quite like the solitude of the gardens without all the children and the dog walkers, wouldn't you agree?
I wouldn't know. I've never broken into the gardens at midnight before.
I'm sorry, but I had to do it, on purpose. I only work with people that show the kind of resourcefulness that you just did.
It was our initiation.
Please, call me Rupert. I work for a special group of people with a wide range of interests. We value our privacy, so whenever we need some legwork done, we outsource. And I assure you, it pays well.
I like the sound of that. I just have to say right off the bat that I'm an investigator, not a thug. So I don't do dirty work.
Which makes sense. Remember the... Hold on. Give me 1 sec here. I am going to... lower the music just a little bit. Just take the edge off. Remember, she said that she didn't want to be a cop again, but she also didn't want to do contract work for the police department, I guess unless it was some of those detectives working high-profile cases where she wouldn't have to.
Oh, Miss Dharma, I'm not looking for a thug. I'm here to ask you to get to the bottom of things, not to inflict violence or coerce. Having said that, were you to choose to use those methods to obtain what you seek, I won't stop you.
It's like, if you're gonna do it...
One of our own is in need of some assistance. He is the majority owner of an insurance firm, offices in 15 countries.
He didn't say profitable.
The financial controller, a man named Philip Ng, has disappeared, along with millions of dollars from the company's coffers. A contractor managed to hack into Mr. Ng's phone, and of particular interest is a message received from an unknown source. It reads, "Of all men's miseries, the bitterest is this, to know so much and to have control over nothing."
Huh. That's some cloak and dagger stuff.
Indeed. The last known location of the phone before going silent was the National Library. I'm no genius, but I can safely assume the message is meant to lead to a book or an article or something.
You're probably right. I'll get on it and keep you posted.
Yes, that'd be nice. Although, you won't need to. We'll know where you are. Most of the time.
Creepy.
I'd usually find that creepy. But knowing that I'm dealing with a secret society of Singapore's upper nobility kinda dulls the edge.
Resourceful and funny. I like you already. Good luck.
There's something off-putting about kind of this Illuminati guy, for lack of a better term, and not dressed like to the nines. Just smoking a cigarette and wearing a dress shirt and completely confident in his situation. Your mission log at the bottom right corner logs all your leads and other relevant information to the case. Right now, you may want to go to the last known location of Philip Ong. Alright, so let's check the mission log. Last known location, National Library in the Civic District. Gotcha. I remember seeing a tree like this somewhere near my old childhood home. It looked scary at night. The older folk would tell me not to walk too close to one at night. It doesn't look so scary through the jaded eyes of an adult. Ficus religiosa, also known as the Bodhi tree or the sacred fig. It is native to mainland Southeast Asia and the Indian subcontinent. This tree can live for thousands of years. It holds special significance in Buddhism as it is the same type of tree as the one under which the Buddha attained enlightenment while in meditation. One such sacred fig tree located in Anuradhapura, Sri Lanka, is known as Jaya C. Mahabodhi and was said to be planted in 288 BC from a piece of the original Bodhi tree. Oh, that's cool. I'm gonna get some education in this series, guys, hopefully. Alright, National Library, which is, I guess, in the Civic District, I will assume. Do I want to open an internet browser? Yes? Oh, God, okay. It actually opened an internet browser. That is awesome. Okay, so one thing about this game, guys, that I need to tell you, which blew my mind from the demo, the web actually goes to the web. Some of the puzzles in this game, you actually have to research using the internet, which is just crazy to me. And part of me is like, oh, that's kind of brilliant, to tell you the truth. So, I have my phone here with me, and I'm going to use that instead of kind of tabbing out to check something. But, yeah, I figured the Civic District is the best way to go. Right? It said the Civic... Oh, located in the Civic District. I am a genius. I need all the internet help I can get, really. So we got the National Gallery, National Library, the Wine House, near the library, which is appropriate. I have a feeling we'll probably go to all of these locations. The National Library. It's a miracle it's still up and running, considering how underfunded the government is. I'll need to run a search on the database to know which section of the library I should be headed for. And also, guys, if I need to change the sound settings, maybe put the music back up, just let me know and I will do what I can. Have you ever photographed the gray-headed fish eagles at Songyi Pandan recently? There are 3 of them last I checked. Used to be 6 not so long ago. If you're lucky, you'll catch them diving into the river for fish. Won't see much of that in the next few years with the way things are going. I really need to work on my assignments instead of procrastinating. Not today, though. After my own heart. Hey, you know what? You know what? The future is moving faster than we think. And I get this uneasy feeling that we're moving towards some sort of inevitable. Mr. Sunshine. Guess the future ain't what it used to be, huh? I think that's why I prefer reading about history. I'm like a nostalgia kind of guy. Call me biased, but these days, old school is still best school. The guy after my own heart, at least in some respects. One of the key mechanics of Chinatown Detective Agency is that it requires the player to figure things out on their own. That means going online and doing a search for information that could help you crack a clue, which means that you kind of have to have the internet in order to play this game, which makes sense because you download it via Steam and stuff, but if the internet ever goes out and you're trying to play, you're probably SOL. In this case, you should run a search on the quote Rupert told you about, then type the author name or the name of the book the quote came from in the National Library's automated receptionist console. Alright. So that quote is... Let me go ahead and check that out. Thank you, Google, who is going to be the Watson to my Holmes. Actually, I'll probably be Watson, and Google will be a Holmes. Of all men's miseries, the bitterest is this. And that is Herodotus. So let me go ahead and type that here. I am going to drop my phone while live here sometime. And if you hear a crash sound, that's probably what that is. Please don't judge me too harshly. Please proceed to the Central Public Library, Basement 1. Here we go. So we cleared that. Look at this guy. The importance of history being truthfully recorded from all points of view cannot be understated. One prevailing truth will ring forever throughout time as long as a keen eye can find it. Unfortunately, sometimes people will not accept the truth and want things more out of convenience. This is when they need a hard wake-up call to shake them out of apathy. You never respect yourself if you only overcome what is weaker than you. So, what have you been reading lately? Got a surfer Viking over here. Where to? Basement 1, please. Thank you. Look at all of the volumes and tomes. Singapore History, author MZ. Is that everything? Alright. I was wondering if we have to go with every individual shelf. Asian History, author AH. Asian History, IP. General and World History, author AK. Who's Emperor Palpatine sitting there doing some research?
Wow, look at that! A new face! You here for the free Wi-Fi?
Always.
I'm looking for a book.
Ha! Sure you are. Oh, you're serious. Sorry, it's just that we don't get many visitors looking for books these days. Or these years. Which one are you looking for?
I'm looking for the Histories by Herodotus.
Goodness, Herodotus. Okay, follow me.
The thing about it is you do get some satisfaction just holding a book with pages in your hand. Stan Lee had a quote about it. You should look it up.
Here we go. The Histories. Herodotus. Took an impress 1952. Probably hasn't seen the light of day since I was in primary school.
Nothing seems to be out of the ordinary.
On the contrary, a lot of the stuff Herodotus wrote in the book is pretty out of the ordinary. It was his attempt at chronicling the world of his time, and let's just say he got pretty creative. Flying snakes, ants the size of foxes, stuff like that.
Oh, Australia.
Hang on. Some parts of these pages have been underlined.
Ugh, yeah, some people like to do that.
No, there's something strange about this one. Some of the pages have a single letter underlined. A telltale sign of a cipher.
Oh, we all love ciphers, don't we, guys?
This is a clue.
Clue?
Look, I'm trying to track down the last person who used this book. Is there some way I can access CCTV footage of this part of the library?
Technically yes, but you'll have to file a J2 form and an Annex B form and personally hand it over to the director, but he's on vacation in Fiji. But you could also file an e-application to the security department and...
So much red tape. I'm glad to see that Fiji is still a place to go here in the future.
No, I haven't got time for that.
Hang on. What's going on here? Things are escalating pretty quickly.
I'm a private investigator. A person's gone missing and I'm trying to track him down. The only lead I've got led me to this book.
And you're thinking the underlined parts are a clue?
I don't think they're a clue. I'm pretty sure they are. Look, do you think you could at least help me find out who the last person to check this book out was?
Yes, but I'm not really allowed to tell you.
That might be the key to the cipher.
Not even for $100? You know, for your troubles.
And we only got $1,996 in our bank account.
And of course, there's the priceless sense of accomplishment that comes with helping solve a case.
So this is what it's come to. I mean, politicians getting bribed is sort of the norm now.
Come on, mating.
But librarians, oof.
It's just a tip.
I'm sorry. You're right. That was a stupid idea. Look,
Tell you what, 300, and you got yourself a deal. Being a librarian doesn't exactly pay grade, and times like these, you gotta look out for number one, you know?
It's such a good profession, too. It's a shame they get paid that way.
Oh, 300 it is, I guess.
Okay. Says here the book was checked out about 83 hours ago by a Genevieve Go.
Address?
Well, now we're really breaking the law, aren't we?
Let's get real. The law is out of service until further notice. If this person's going to be found, we'll have to work around it.
Well, let's see. 42 Biddock North Avenue, Unit 12, 4081.
Perfect. Hey, thanks. I appreciate it.
Listen, I'm gonna have a look at the book. Maybe I can make sense of the clue.
Hey, got an ally.
That would be extremely helpful.
And worth the $300 we just gave you.
Ooh, does this technically make me a private eye now?
Yeah, you could say that.
Ah, that's nuts! Okay, I'll let you know if I make a breakthrough.
I do like the voice acting. It's pretty good. Alrighty, head to Bedok. We will do so here in a second. There are other things to look at here. Whoa. Name of borrower. Worlds of Wonder. Apollo. The Fur-Faced Tales. Homer's Margite, Mao and Boba. The Regulation of Man. 1993. Best Mother. Oh, I wonder if these are... This is a great for the backers, maybe. That's pretty cool. I have to say, that's a good way for it to... I don't know if I would be... Yeah, I don't think I'm up on here. I wasn't one of the high-level backers. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and... We need to talk to some of these folks. AJ Lowe. Sometimes I wonder... Why am I always lost? I don't understand why the arrow on my map app always points in the opposite direction when I'm walking. Shouldn't it be following me? Why does it tell me to turn north? What does north even mean, you know? Is it left or right? Why can't I just go straight? Ugh, what does it even matter? I'm sure I'll get there eventually. We're doomed. Besides gravity, nothing keeps me down. There's a mathematician, Ian Stewart, who said something pretty fascinating. He said, if our brains were simple enough for us to understand them, we'd be so simple that we couldn't. Sort of a scary thought, that as we try and understand ourselves, our minds become more complex, leading to this elegant but futile journey to make sense of our place in this world. Suddenly he's a philosophizer. One cannot answer for his courage when he has never been in danger. Huh. But does it truly matter if we live our lives without putting our courage to the test? I bet La Rochefoucauld thinks so. Oh, you look like a private detective. I'm something of a detective myself. Want to trade information? Just kidding. Not like I've got anything you'll find useful anyway. I can't hear that phrase, something of something myself, without hearing Willem Dafoe's voice. I'm still curious about Emperor Palpatine right here. Hey, you wouldn't happen to have seen a laptop somewhere around here, have you? No? Ugh. Well, no worries. Have a good one. I wonder if that's going to come back. The library has access to the National Archives. Sadly, not a lot of people seem to be using them anymore. Alright guys, well, I'll tell you what, I think this is a perfect place to go ahead and end the first episode of the series. I'm looking forward to trying to figure out the puzzles. I remember doing the cipher in the demo, but not exactly like what we had to like fully go into it. So when we start the next episode, we will head here to Unit 12-4081 and see what's going on. If you guys like the episode, please leave a like down below. Subscribe to the channel, leave a comment, that'd be a big help. And we'll see you next time. Later days, everyone.